Welcome to Cayla TV. So I haven't been filming in a while. This is my first time back in like a month of filming a tutorial. I'm so sorry, but this is going to be like the best one yet because it's caramel pecan cheesecake or caramel pecan cheesecake, however you want to say it. That's what I'm making today. But before we get into it, don't forget to click the link down below. It's a link, right? Yeah, the subscribe link to subscribe, and thumbs up if you like this channel. So the first thing we're gonna do in making our caramel pecan cheesecake is to make our crust. So I got a little bit ahead of myself and I put the sugar into the crust like I was just making it at home and not doing it for you guys. So sorry, I got a little crazy. So it's just graham cracker crumbs right here and sugar. I'm just going to mix that up, my dry ingredients. Okay. So now that that's mixed together, I am just going to add in my toasted pecans. I didn't even chop them really, I just went to the bottom of the bag and got the ones that were not whole. So that's nice and incorporated. Now I'm going to add my melted butter. And we're gonna mix this for quite a long time because we wanna make sure we have no dry spots because we want it to be all one color. Half is gonna be like wet sand, the other half is gonna be like dry sand. We want it to be all one texture and one color. And the pecans will kind of chop up a little bit more. The way I can tell that it is all done mixing or it's enough butter or if it's a good ratio is that if I kind of press it up against the bowl, it really stays. So I'm pressing it up against and nothing's falling off the side. So it's perfect to go right into our pie dish. All right, so we're just going to plop that crust right into the center of our pie dish. And then first I'm going to make my edges. So I'm just gonna take my index finger and then with the spoon, just kind of create like a little wall on the edges. Just kind of the width of your finger also. Nothing too thick because you don't want there to be no crust at the bottom. We have our edges done and I'm going to pull away all the crust at the bottom that has like kind of a slump. I want to make sure it's like straight and then the other crust, or the bottom of the crust. I don't want to have too much of a, like what is that called? Like I don't want too much of the crust at the butt of the cheesecake, if that makes sense. I don't want it to be like
You don't want a crusty butt.
Yeah, I don't want a crusty butt.
Okay. Basically
is what happened. So I'm just going to pull away some of the crust that is excess from that, so it's all even. Put it back where it was, but just in more of an even form. So now that we have it all even, I am going to put my spoon in the sink and just use my hands. My hands are clean. I'm just going to press down firmly and pack it in. It's the worst when it's not a crisp crust and the crust and the cheesecake kind of just mix together, so that's not good. So there we go, we're just gonna set that aside and make our filling. We have our softened cream cheese in the bowl, 3 sticks, they're each 8 ounces. I am going to start by softening it by mixing it really quick to add in the granulated sugar and mix that. All right, now we're going to add in 3 eggs. Now we're just gonna add in the vanilla, give that a mix. Okay, so halfway through, you can see that there's still some egg on the sides, cream cheese clumps. It's really, really clumpy. I'm just going to scrape it down using a spatula just to make sure I get all of the stuff around the sides so we get it nice and mixed in. So it looks nice and creamy. Now we are going to put this filling directly into our pie dish. Okay, so the moment of truth. Now I am going to have to be really, really careful to not get any of the batter on the sides of the crust. So I'm just going to put it directly in the center, if I can get the grip on it right. And just be really careful to not really touch the sides. All right, we made it. Didn't get any on the sides. Now I am just going to lightly push it against the sides without actually really touching it for real. Just going to lightly even it out. All right, now that I got that all smooth, I am going to go heat my caramel and put that right into it so we have a nice caramel swirl. So our caramel is nice and melted. If you want to get a really good caramel recipe, you can go to my blog, CaylaJordan.com. I will have that up there for you. To put blobs of caramel, or more like lines, sporadically throughout the cheesecake. As they go, make your swirls. Kind of do like figure 8 motions, because the caramel will harden in it, so you just want to make sure that you do it fairly quickly. It's hard because you don't want to get it on the edges of the crust, but you also want the edges to get caramel as well. Kind of do like a fold under and over. So it looks nice and caramely. So there are your caramel swirls for your cheesecake, and now I'm going to put that in the oven. It's preheated to 350, and I'll see you in a little bit. So this just came out of the oven. It was in there for 30 minutes and about 5 minutes just with the oven turned off. And then now I just took it out of the oven. It's still really, really poofy, but then it's going to kind of shrink back up once it gets cold, so it won't be so poofy. So I'm going to set this aside and let it sit out for room temperature for about 30 minutes and then refrigerate it so that it's nice and cold before I put on my whipped cream topping. Have this out of the refrigerator. It's nice and cool. The swirls look so, so good. I normally do it in straight lines and then do a different design for Thanksgiving for my family, but I thought swirls would be a good switch up. But now I am going to just top it with my whipped cream. I'm gonna do just a simple design. I have an 805 tip on here, and I'm just going to make one dollop directly at the top. And then I'm going to go directly at the other side of the top and do another one. This is how I get them pretty even. So I'm gonna do another one, and then I'm just gonna keep on turning it to where they are directly across from each other. And then now I'm just going to fill in the gaps on each side. So just right in the middle on each side so that we have nice even dollops of this brown sugar whipped cream that goes so good with the caramel pecan cheesecake. And then I have these pecans that I have just put in half that I'm just going to put right on top, going the same direction. And there is your caramel pecan cheesecake, all done. Perfect for Thanksgiving or just the holidays coming up, transitioning into all my pumpkin videos. So make sure you stay tuned for those, and don't forget to click the link down below, subscribe, and like. You guys ready to meet Jaylen? You want to decorate the cake? Okay, you just squeeze it out. Like that. You want to do it? Good job! Yay! Can you wave to everybody? Does it look janky? Should I move it? Oh. Gotta get this left hand under control. Yikes. What is that face? I haven't done this in a long time. I feel like I'm off center.